5-1 with Atari. Oh well. Of course I did. What is that? Yeah. I think it'd be fun. The songs be people be like, "Oh shit, that's legit." It was funny. I had that Paula Abdul vibe. I was like, "Hey, oh, that's good. That's money well spent right there." Wait, I gotta turn my thing on here.
once dared to stand, comes a man who builds empires with an iron-fisted hand. He conquered boardrooms, cages, rings by word, by fire, by steel. For Luthor the IWAR, the symbol of his sovereign will that none shall disobey. His soldiers march through chaos haze, their orders cold and clear. Where Luthor Alexander reigns, the end of doubt is near. So raise the flags and sound the drums, let tyrants quake and flee. For freedom bends beneath his boots, he writes his legacy. He's the mayor, saint and sovereign king, the master and commander. All hail the storm, the myth, the man, Lord Luthor Alexander.
Welcome to a very special episode of the IWAR Network Tubecast. On this episode, the gang talks about the dangers of athlete's foot.
We're at Tubecast. Welcome back, folks. So we had a little fun in the beginning there. Some projects I've been working on or what have you. So we saw a brand new Luther theme song. We did see a little appearance by Johnny B. Made a quick appearance, and we have a new intro brought to you by Tracy. So thank you for the new intro. So when people complain about, hey, listen, your original intro was way too long, me being myself, I'm like, I'm going to make another one, and it's going to be longer.
Yes, but you made it longer, but it's got scantily clad women.
It does. It does.
So, you know.
And you know how touchy I am about the old intro? It will be playing on a loop on the screen from here on out, right next to Matt. So
yeah. I've got the main thug with me right now.
There he is. There he is.
Martini, say hi.
Meow.
Ah, the claw! Get out of here.
So I've asked the commissioners to make sure they send me their logos, as you can see on the, I guess will be my right, your right, if you're watching it, perhaps. As we're going through each league from here on out, when we do the Tubecast, the logo will appear in that box. So if you're scanning through the Tubecast and you want to listen to us talk for 2.5 hours in the middle of the night, you can just scroll to your particular league, and once we get to your league, your logo will appear. We decided to do this, I guess you would call it a tech demo, but it's actually the spotlight episode that we've been talking about for quite a while that we want to do with everyone who wants to be a part of this. So If you're interested in jumping on the Tubecast to do a spotlight, which is a quick interview conducted by Matt, please let us know.
Quick interview. Oh boy.
Well, I don't know how quick we're going to be. I'm tending to be long-winded anyway.
Well, I will say I now have to design a BRL logo, a new one, because I need to make it look snappy and whatnot. So
yeah, like the NWL logo is definitely inspired by the NXT logo.
Yeah, it looks good. It's nice. That's clean, clear. I always think the best logos are the ones that have a memorable look, and I like when they can have like a double look to them. Like they could be like like the FedEx logo with the arrow in it. It's like, oh, it's kind of neat.
My favorite logo of all time will be the Noble Savage logo for the Noble Savage League. It's the greatest logo of all time.
Macho Man Randy Savage was perfect for that. I'm sorry.
It was, and I still stand by that. And if I was ever to take over a league and it had to be the Noble Savage League, I'm returning Randy Savage back to his proper state.
Damn right.
He was Macho King. I've worked on so many different levels.
What was funny is we weren't even at first we weren't even doing anything like that woke. We were just like, oh yeah, it's a really good idea. Randy Savage, the Macho King. Who wouldn't love this?
This is pre-woke days too. It was a long time ago.
Racists won't love that. So, what the fuck those guys, as we like to say, FTG, right? By the way, I'm bringing back an old tradition of trying some kind of new horrific beverage as we do the show. This is Fanta, which I didn't even know they still made.
Yep.
It's Chucky's Punch, and it's Chucky from. I can see that or not. I'm like 2 seconds behind in the video, so hopefully you can see that.
So here's the deal too. Fanta makes all types of gross drinks for Halloween. Last year, I ordered for my job the Beetlejuice drink, and it tastes like actual Beetlejuice because it was terrible.
Was it better than Squirt?
Nothing's better than Squirt. I got everyone at my job addicted to Squirt. It's hilarious. See, we're the reason why Dr. Pepper has overtaken Pepsi as the #2 brand now, by the way. So
Dr. Pepper's disgusting.
It has 27 flavors in it.
That's like if you made like a cake with like every frosting possible. Yeah, it's edible, but like it doesn't mean you should do it.
I like that cherry Dr. Pepper. It's pretty good. Oh.
All right, it's not great, but
no. If you're going, so did you know that Sprite was originally a flavor of Fanta before they spun it off?
You say pasta?
No, Sprite was a flavor of Fanta.
Oh, Fanta? I just said pasta.
No,
not
at all.
Holy shit! I'm not tired.
Before they went and they spun it off into their own. It was lemon lime Fanta. That's something.
Oh,
yeah. From Germany.
All right. Let me get this list right now. Let me check the thing. Derek said he wouldn't be here, but if you do, let's see.
If anyone wants to hit up the chat box, I need to know if that's actual functional or not.
Let me see here. I'll try it. Like and subscribe. I got my blatant plugs in there.
Okay.
All right, that's good. Okay, so
looks like dog shit though. I have to fix it, but it's okay.
Can't have it all. It's a nice setup with the bottles of wine and whatnot and belts.
I just figured what would be in Johnny B's basement. That was my theory.
I like Lance. What's his name? I almost said Lance Catamaran. What's his name? Lance from Russell. Russell was the video.
Yeah, so up in the TV as another Johnny B suggestion, having the wrestling and actual television set. So that's the best of Terry Funk, I believe. Volume 74.
Looks great. Yeah. So. And I love that you have the gold intro on loop. All right, so I have an email here I sent myself.
Okay.
With a list of questions. So the idea of the spotlight
13 inches.
That's right. Girth.
I once had that in a job interview. I didn't get hired.
I always love when you're on an interview and you know it's gonna not gonna pan out, so you just check out.
Yeah, no, I've done that.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Not here.
Fucking your mother.
And there goes our kid audience.
So I walked out an interview at Kohl's.
Kohl's?
Yeah.
How did you know we're Kohl's?
So I was interviewing and the lady was like, so a resume is a resume, right? Yeah. There's not too many different ways to format a resume. Like they're all similar, right? she did not like the way my resume was formatted and could not get over it. So I snatched it out of her hand, got up and left. I was like, and I told her you're a bad representation of this company and walked out.
Wow. That's quality. Yeah. I got hired once at a job, and I was a trainer, corporate trainer.
Stripper.
It was a job to be for this tech company as a trainer for their sales department. Sure. I get in there, they hire me, and I found out why they hired the guy who was hiring me was the interim manager, because his manager she was on maternity leave.
Right.
He hired like 6 people. When she came back, she started firing everybody. I was the last one to leave, and I left on my own. I got another job, but she was horrible. But the funny part was, I always say I talked my way into that job. Like they wanted someone to be a corporate design trainer. I was like a stand-up trainer. Like, give me a class, I'll teach you, blah, blah, blah. And within a month, they canceled that whole part of the scope, and they're like, oh, we're going to have you do this instead. I've never really done that. Oh, you'll be fine. Okay. So I learned on the job.
Right.
But it was a miserable 2 years because I had bumps and whatnot. And oddly enough, the IWAR actually helped a lot because I did a lot of PowerPoint stuff presentation-wise. So I did a lot of work with like the system and Excel. So it was kind of a fun thing to do. Hated the job. Made the most of my life. Hated my boss. I had coworkers I had this one coworker he was just a sleazy dude, and he would pray during his lunch. And then I found a note from him to my boss saying if he fired me, they could bring his friend in. He's like, "Oh, we can work together and make sure we can get replace him soon." I'm like, next time you're kneeling down, I'm gonna put a chair to your head,
penis right in your mouth.
Well, I don't want to go that far, but
whatever it takes.
Anyways, yeah, work resumes are so weird. Like I've been at this one company for 13 years now. I'm not happy, but it pays really well. That's the thing; it pays really well. So it's like, I don't want to stay in this field, but it's like if you jump out, like right now, it's such a volatile time.
Yeah.
Not exactly stability time in the country. So I was like, okay, I'll play it out. But job interviews, fun stuff. All right, so let's see. So the interview question to lead off with here, and these might change over time because I don't know what's going to be good or whatever.
Almost like inside the actor's studio.
Exactly. Yeah. So I put first one. Who are you and where are you from? Ish. You can always say to say exactly where you're from.
No, I mean, I'm Alex G. I live in New York. Born in New York. We'll often mention New York, as New Yorkers do, by the way. We got to talk. Everyone that's around me will say that they're 20 minutes away from the city. It's more like 40 minutes away from the city. But it's the reality of the situation. Proud father of 2. Married, own a home, have a job, handsome devil. It's true.
I've seen pictures of you in your Charlotte Hornets jacket by Starter.
Oh yeah, no, I wear that with no pants on. So
nice.
Yeah.
I will. I always say that when you meet players in the game, like this way, we've actually never met in person just yet. I'm sure we'll get there eventually. We have our IWAR con. That's still gonna happen. I think I've met other players in the past. I remember a bunch of us in this area, the Boston area. We used to go bowling, and we'd also go to shows together, and that was always kind of fun. And then a bunch of us ended up doing actual wrestling, which is kind of crazy. Did you ever think about going into wrestling yourself?
It seemed like it was so far away. Like it seemed like an impossible dream, like playing for the Jets. You know what I mean?
Oh, boy.
And the funny thing about that is, I don't know if you guys know who Mike Mondo is, but Mike Mondo, former member of the Spirit Squad, WWE, he went to my high school. He was a year behind me.
Yeah.
And I remember him talking about wrestling school. And I'm like, I was like, Like, to me, it seems like it's so far away that no one ever – he actually made it, which is amazing. He's actually in the NWA right now, doing very well. But it was like – it seemed like such a far – like, it seemed like – it was almost like going to WrestleMania, right? For me as a kid who grew up dirt poor – we lived in a studio apartment for like the first 10 years of my life, it seemed like. It seemed like such a far away goal. And me actually going to WrestleMania was like a huge accomplishment for me. I went to like 3 of them now. But, I always had the creative mind for it. You know what I mean? Like I think I sent pictures to Johnny B of my wrestling league that I use comic book characters in, and it's actually formatted like the IWA is, like almost to a T. It's scary similar, and it was just it's wild. It's wild. So even had stars, but you know what I did too that the IWA does not do? I used to do rankings. So I would put arrows if the person went up in rankings, and I would put arrows if they went down.
Yeah.
So
wow. That's that. I thought it was. I mean, it's funny when the IWA, when I first got involved with it, you could. I think they maybe John, you would remember this. And if he's listening, he'll tell us. But I want to say they ranked you by your average, like your score. So like whatever you scored, like you were like, because there were guys who were ranked like, 2 and 6, but they had like a obviously good strategy. I've asked several times, like, hey, would you ever think of like just putting someone's strategy score that cycle in there? Like you'd have like earnings, stars, win loss record, and then your average that cycle. And he's always
the format
pushed back. What's that?
You would have to change the format.
Well,
to add something else in.
But also he's always played the side of like, well, we don't want to embarrass people. Like we're already playing that way. We're embarrassed enough.
Yeah, guys, we're playing a play-by-mail from 1985. I mean,
that's okay. But so the second question is, when did you start watching wrestling?
It would have been late 1986. So
okay.
Prior to late 1986, prior to Superstars and Wrestling Challenge being on the Fox network here in New York, Championship Wrestling was on at weird times. I think it was on WOR, like at midnight or super early in the morning. Like you couldn't really catch it. So I didn't start watching wrestling until it was on Saturday mornings. After the cartoons, before the Kung Fu and the Godzilla flicks, wrestling was in between. So, as I'm wrapping up Saturday morning cartoons, Superstars is on, saw it for the first time, and I was like, it's stuck from there. And then by the time late '88, I'm all in on everything.
Yeah.
So that's why I started.
Your first, like the first wrestling match, or you remember the first like wrestler who stood up to you?
So I remember the first event I went to was in it was February '87. Main event was Hulk Hogan taking on Hercules Hernandez, and it's memorable because Hulk Hogan, strangely enough, had blue knee pads instead of red knee pads, and that was weird. Like he must have forgot them that day and like wore like Pipers or something. So it was definitely Hogan all the way. Hulkamaniac, huge. Yeah, he was back then. Up until around 1991, I was all in on the Hulkster.
Yeah,
but by the
what
time
happened in '91 to change your mind?
He got Bret Hart and he got stale. So I transitioned right from Hogan. There was a moment with like Sting a little bit, and then Bret Hart.
Okay.
And then Bret was my guy for.
Did Sting's injury ruin it for you?
It's the RoboCop.
Oh God!
It was the RoboCop.
I remember watching that live, and we were all groaning. We're like, and my friend's mom, she was from Barbados, so she has a thick accent. She goes, "What's the RoboCop doing there?" We're
like it's something I would. It was something I would write. It's something I would write for the IWA, but for actual wrestling, it's something I couldn't.
Yeah, like if like Joe Tusa had the Predator show up, and blow up King Khan, I'd be like, oh, that makes sense.
Something I would write, but it's not something I would put on TV. Like it's insane to me that they even did that. But like
that's a valid excuse to be like, no, not for me.
I remember the first time I watched NWA was Lex in a white suit getting beat up in the Clash of the Champions. Forget what that has to be somewhere in '88.
Oh, when he came out of the limousine?
Yeah. So that's the first thing I saw. That's the first thing I saw. Like, holy shit, what is this?
I will say this. Everyone should watch wrestling in their early like when you first start watching it with a woman from another country trying to decipher what's happening. It is so awesome because she loved Dusty Rhodes, she loved Sting, she liked Ricky Steamboat, and when the Horsemen beat them up, she's like, oh, why did they do that? It's like they're bad guys.
I love wrestling, grandmas like that.
Yes.
There's one at my local Lowe's who goes on the Jericho cruise every year. Like she saves up she's a cashier at Lowe's, and she saves up all year to go on her dream vacation, which is the Jericho cruise.
I wonder if she's going to go this year because I guess this year the talk is that Jericho is WWE bound.
That's what I'm hearing.
Good for him. Hey man, like I always feel like, what do you care if you want to go back? Go back.
Well, that was the thing of the whole when wrestling at its peak, at its most popular. we want to talk about the '80s and you want to talk about Attitude Era. It's like when guys were jumping back and forth.
Yeah,
it keeps the product. You can't do Randy Orton's no more. Like, that motherfucker's been on the roster for 25 fucking years. Yeah. He's done everything. It's like, I like this. I'd probably be more interested in Randy Orton if he went to an AEW or a TNA or Japan just to see what he would do there.
Yeah,
it would make him more interesting.
There's a thing right now where Andrade jumped over. Oh, you heard about this? And like apparently, he was told there was no non-compete, right. So he jumped right away. And I was like, oh well, you can't wrestle for 90 days. He's like, I don't have a non-compete. Well, we're not going to pay you. It's like, well, either you pay me for the time I'm off because you finish out, or I'm gone. Right. And that's the whole discussion right now. Because supposedly he didn't have a non-compete. And that's because of the way they released him. It's not the same thing.
Non-competes are bullshit anyway. That should be illegal anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
Imagine me like I'm getting fired from my job and you can't work for fucking a month anywhere else. That's ridiculous.
Right. Anyways, all right. So that was your first. So 86, 87. Do you still watch now?
I think everyone knows the answer to that question. I don't watch the current product on TV. Now, I will do other things because it used to aggravate me so much. And at a certain point in my life where I stopped enjoying wrestling and became a critic of wrestling. So now I'm like analyzing angles and I'm analyzing matches and star ratings. And like I was doing that and it took a lot of the enjoyment out. What I would do is I would either catch the clips on Twitter or whatever. But more importantly, I watch best ofs. So like, all right, let me get all of MJF matches from 2025, and I'll just watch them back to back, just the matches, and I'll do that for everybody. Like, I'll watch Hangman Page's matches, like all of them, boom, 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 like kind of making these best of compilations. That's the way I have to consume it. Otherwise, it would drive me crazy. And I can tell you the moment I stopped watching regularly is when the Benoit stuff happened. Like, Benoit was my favorite wrestler at the time. I was at WrestleMania 20 when he won the belt. And I saw Nancy and Daniel run down to the ring. This is when the lights are off and show's over. They're running out to the ring. They're celebrating in the ring with Eddie and Chris. And he was my favorite wrestler at the time. When your favorite wrestler commits double murder and kills himself,
right?
And I'm a brand new father at this time. Like, my son was just born too, so there's a lot of emotions and feelings going through that as well. It's like, I can't watch this every week.
Yeah.
And then there was all the other stuff that was going on, the Katie Vick shit. God was Vince and Shane having a tag team match with God and HBK. That was out of pocket. Like, there was a lot of stuff.
God.
The only thing that kept me sane was like I was watching Ring of Honor tapes all the time, and I became a big Ring of Honor fan. I went to the shows, so I was doing a lot more independent wrestling than watching the stuff that was on TV. I like going to shows. I will go to a show. I'd rather go to the house show than a TV. Like, going to Raws kind of suck. That's not fun. I did do the Saturday main event last year when they went back to Nassau Coliseum. Obviously, I've been to Manias. I've been to SummerSlams. I'll go to shows, and I'll make sure I know, what's going on, so I don't know, so I'm not insane.
Here's a kind of a deeper question for this.
Yeah.
The whole Chris Benoit thing, because I remember watching that live that first night, and the devastating, just the guys struggling to talk.
Yeah.
Edge was devastated. Everyone was just upset, When did you find out? Like, where were you? Remember you were when you found out he'd killed them?
So here's the crazy thing about it. So, like, Wikipedia is kind of brand new at the time. And so I'm like, I first spent a while on Wikipedia. And I'm watching it, I'm refreshing and watching it change.
Oh, really?
Wikipedia in real time. So it was like, that's what it was like, oh, he killed them. And then it changed that he didn't kill them. And then it changed to what day they died. And then it kept on changing. So you're like, I'm trying to follow the story. And I was going to like news websites. I think No DQ, who was responsible for giving my computer AIDS on numerous occasions. If you ever go to that website, it just destroyed my computer all the time. But I was getting a lot of my news from them. This is pre-social media. So that was insane. That was insane. But the crazy part was watching Wikipedia change in real time.
Okay.
I think Sherry Martel had died that same weekend or about that same time.
Right. Yeah.
So it was crazy.
Yeah.
And then I was watching. You watched the Raw from that night, which is also insane. Which they just took the best of Hard Knocks, the best of Chris Benoit DVD, and just put it on for some reason with interviews intercut on it. It was wild. I have that episode still in the hard drive.
Oh, I'm sure they've smothered that one.
Yeah.
All right. So the big question here: how did you discover the IWA?
So I was always kind of aware of the IWA. I saw the ads and the PWIs back in the day. I'm a big magazine guy, so I do shows about magazines. So I'm a big wrestling magazine guy, and I would see them. It was like the Galaxy one with the, and then
Superstars of the Galaxy.
Superstars of the Galaxy. I watched. I saw those ads. I played a IWA clone. I'm not sure what it was, but I did. It was an ad in New Wave Wrestling magazine that league was in. So I won the world title like the second cycle, and then they closed.
Was it Computer Wrestling Federation?
It might have been.
That was one that I was in for I want to say 3 or 4 months, and I was like, what?
The cycles were long. No, they were 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah, you join, you'd send the money, and then you get this thing back. No. You'd send in a league, whatever, and then it was 4 months later it showed up in the mail.
Yeah,
and it was oh, okay.
I did play. I think the IWA had a boxing game which I played, so I did do that.
Oh yes, I played that one too.
Yeah.
So you get that. So who you fill it out and you name your first wrestler. Your first wrestler's name was
Luther Alexander.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. Oh, all this time.
Because it's Lex Luthor's backwards, and I thought it was super fucking clever. It's not, but to me it's hilarious.
Yeah,
And
you were what league you were in the first time round?
For the IWA or for that other one? I didn't play IWA as a kid.
So Luther Alexander was your first wrestler, like when you joined in 2013. That was your first time.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know. I thought you had played before.
No. I played. I played other stuff. I played that one goofy game that I won the world championship in 2 cycles. I played Extreme Warfare Revenge, which is a computer game that's a booking simulator. I played that. And then I would write my own. I would do my own IWA in my marble notebooks all the time. So the way I got into IWA in 2013 or whenever it was, I got gallbladder surgery. So I had my gallbladder removed. I almost died from that.
Really?
And, my sister brought me a PWI. Here you go, a new one.
Hold on. How do you almost? I had my gallbladder. How did you almost die?
Because I was internally bleeding from it because it was gangrene.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I was long story short, I'm at work. I'm feeling like shit. I close up the store. I head on home, and I start throwing up black goo. It was the venom symbol coming out of my mouth. Right, it's just black goo. Right, it's disgusting. Right. And I'm I feel awful. This, terrible. Yada yada yada. And my wife's go to bed. If you feel bad in the morning, we'll go to the hospital. My dad's no, you're going to the hospital now. So my dad brings me to the hospital, and he pretends that I have a heart attack, so they see me right away because that's stuff my dad does. So the doctor said if I wouldn't have went to sleep that day, I wouldn't have woken up.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was all gangrene and fucked up and torn. So then I got in at midnight. I was in surgery by 5 a.m. So I have a big scar on my chest from that.
Well, I had my gallbladder out, but it was the summer of 2005, and I kept having these pains. Did you have the pains beforehand? Did you know
Yeah, I thought it was heartburn and shit.
Okay. Yeah, and that pressure.
Yeah.
And I kept waking 3 in the morning. I'd be oh my god, sit up on the couch and wait till it kind of passed. I go lie down, go to sleep. So I didn't have health insurance at the time. I had lost my job, blah, blah, blah. So I got a part in this play that paid. So I waited until I saved enough money from the play to pay for insurance, got insurance in January in 2006, and headed out in February. They were yeah, your gallbladder's fucked. I'm yeah, well, all right, you know what's happening. My mom's headed out, my dad's headed out, my sister's headed out, my grandparents. It's our family does not make good gallbladders apparently.
No.
But I did not have a near-death episode.
Yeah, no, the gallstone ripped it in half and shit, and it was decaying. It was dead and it was decaying inside my body. hence the blank you. So I'm recovering in the hospital, and my sister's like, "Here, I got you this wrestling magazine." So I'm like flipping through, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, IWA, I remember that shit." So I read the magazine, and then when I came home, I was like, I cut it out, fucking sent it.
Yeah.
I think I used a check, maybe. I don't know. I threw it in an envelope and just sent it out, and that was it.
Man, and you got Frank Snow and myself as your commissioners, huh?
Yeah, right off the bat.
You didn't quit.
So there was it was. I had two names. It was either going to be Luther Alexander, and it was going to be something race, like Harley Race, but I never got the first name down right.
Okay.
Eventually, that did morph to Robert Race, the commissioner of the IWL. But that was the backup. Yeah, that was the backup name. I kill characters in the IWA all the time.
It's, by the way, Jimmy sent me a message that day. He's like, "I killed somebody off." And it's like he's going to kill it. Like, no, I've been in the game for like 20 years. So we did something else. But this coming Tuesday Night Grand Slam is fucking awesome. Like it's like a Halloween horror movie, but it's with the wrestler. It's just so good.
I'm just saying, someone might die in the NWL pay-per-view. Just saying.
Well, yeah, it's good. All right, so your first wrestle with Luther Alexander. Do you remember your first title win with Luther?
I want to say it was a tag team championship with the Teamster.
Oh, really?
I think that was the first one.
Wow.
Then
that guy sucks.
An assorted regionals and I think a television. I eventually did win league in there too.
Yeah, well, I remember you had the Big Booty Express.
I did. Big Booty.
And that was also
back when Luther was a fiery young baby face. They had a bus and everything. It was awesome.
Let's see here. How many leagues are you in now?
2. Well, 3 technically, because I commissioned 1.
Well, yeah.
1 I commissioned, 2 I'm in. Good old ACW and the CWL. Right. Eventually going to what league did I get drafted to? Oh yeah, the Western
WPF.
Trails Heritage League.
Yep.
Which I will always call it that.
I should ask another. Do you have a favorite early memory from the game?
Let's see. Favorite early memory.
Yeah, like one of the early things that made you go like, "This is fun."
Well, I think Bob Rogers did the. He did, and I recently stole this from him from fucking 10 years ago. He did the merchandise catalog for the NWL, and that was awesome. So Bob used to I guess he worked with 3D models that can animate stuff and stuff like that. So those were really good, better than mine. But I went back and I brought that back, along with bringing back half his characters and doing things to them that I probably shouldn't.
Yeah. Bob was great and the NWL commissioner. He was really good to work with. He was just so good idea wise and very, very willing to set things up and work with things. I remember he had 2 of his friends joined. I'll never forget. They won the IWA tag belts their second cycle, and it was in another league. And then every cycle they didn't win it after that. They got so mad, and it's like, guys, it can take a while. You lucked out. That was good, but don't get so caught up. No. Oh man, we should have won again. All right,
that's tough.
So let's see here. How about do you belong to a stable?
No, never have.
Well, you had your own stable.
Yeah, but if you're talking about an IWA wide stable, then no, I'm not in one of those. I'm not in Edge or Virus or whatever.
That was me. But I will say, having been a non-stable guy, because I had my stable when I was in the 1990 with New Age Management, but that was just a bunch of us were friends. It wasn't I wasn't thinking whatever.
Right.
And then joining the SOS was mostly because of Derek and Mike and Darren. But I've learned a lot from those guys, and it's also fun to see if Donald's listening. He probably isn't. Donald Henry is a massive fashion plate. He has a huge leather jacket collection, and he was actually on the news recently. I think it was Don Lemon show. He was showing off his Antifa jacket. He's just it's fun. Some of the guys different things in their life and also perspectives, but. It's stable. The stable's not bad. It's just fun. And I feel bad when I don't really contribute, but that's okay. They don't mind having a mascot.
I'm just too I'm too off the grid almost. I'm kind of the guy off in the corner doing weird things.
Oh yeah, we know that guy is.
That's what I do.
We've all seen Dave Chappelle's show. Your favorite IWA accomplishment? So like anything, like what comes to mind as your favorite like IWA accomplishments?
The big one for me is taking IWL the number one league in the game for a brief time. Overtook the BRL for a moment there. That was a big accomplishment. Like I think we went from I don't know if the highest Ryan got it up to. Maybe he might get up to number 2 or number 3. But I think when I took it over, it was probably like 6 or 7. And I got it right back up. Yeah, it was, and we were like number 1, 2 for a while, and then NWL would be in there too. It was pretty good. So it's like getting the IWL to that next level, like to that elite status. Taking the foundation that Ryan had built, and then just kind of building on top of it. Then do pay-per-views in Walmart parking lots because it's hilarious. That's what I do most. Most of the things I do just to make myself and maybe Johnny B laugh. Like that's
right.
I really write for an audience of one.
Yeah, it is. I was saying to one of the players, we were talking about like like the tone of your writing, and like I said, well, if you write different characters, they shouldn't all sound the same. Like if you have like 6 different wrestlers come in for an interview for like, if they all have that same like, I'm gonna break your leg, blah blah. It's like there should be some variation. And for me, I often think like when I write certain wrestlers, I think of who's reading it for sure. Like I know like I write things for Larry all the time. They know he'll pick up on it. If you didn't read Out of the Cycle, there's a huge tribute to airplane movies in there.
Long call
yeah, exactly. So your worst IWA moments?
Worst. Let's see. I've had a couple meltdowns, for sure.
Meltdowns, you?
Yeah. See, everyone thinks like Matt's the mean one or the jerky one or the person. Like, no, I'm 10 times worse than he is. Like, like Matt will actually entertain and debate you. Like, he will debate you. I'm just gonna call you grandma, bitch. Like, that's what I do. I'm different. Like, Matt will engage in conversation and argue with you for hours on end, perhaps, over a particular topic.
When you started banning people.
And
they were getting so mad at me, and I'm like, I didn't run the page.
So yeah, I had to clean up that Facebook page, which is pretty clean. It's not as active as I would like it to be. That's partially my fault. But there was that. There was it Lockdown? Was it Lockdown? I lost it on Lockdown because I think I did a picture of him as the boss man, and he got really mad. And he wanted to be Roman Reigns.
Lockdown. Oh man.
So that was a rough one. And then it was just my rookies now are so much easier to deal with than the rookies I've dealt with in the past. Like these guys are great. They're all good. They get it, what they're doing. They're not doing weird things like I'm going to try to get the most losses and get into the IWA Hall of Fame with the most losses. Or I'm going to create my own hold list and put it in the middle of the rookie league, and so people are not confused by it. Because what are you doing?
Yeah.
So it was a lot harder to deal with because I was trying, and I'm a new commissioner myself, and they just drive me up the wall with emails and messages like crazy. I get like maybe a tenth of that now, but it was nuts. And then it was like early on in the game, I'm in the Hoosier forum, and yes. I really wanted to pitch my idea. This is pre Cobra Kai as a concept for a TV show. I wanted to do a Cobra Kai type stable with the karate dudes, and they were fucking merciless on me. And the NWL's particular IWAR, generally speaking, like you guys had built like this guide and these rules that these guys really live by about how long your TT should be a quarter of a page and yada 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 and all this other shit, right? I think Bob was big into that.
Yeah.
So it was like I tried to conform to that, and I just couldn't do it. So I just broke all those rules. Then when I took over the NWL, I got rid of everything, and basically was like, "Yo, just do what you guys want to do. Just make it good." And NWL exploded after that. It was huge. It was hot.
We lucked out. There was a lot of good players who came in at the same time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We lucked out. Okay. Here, I don't know if it's going to affect you so much, but The IWA results post, and you didn't do well. What is your go-to curse word?
I usually wait for Matt to curse versus. So I'm a little bit, like Matt was saying before, I'm a little bit different when it comes to results. Like, I do not care. Obviously, I want to do well. I wish I get a 501 every cycle. I want to win the IWA world title like everybody else.
Yeah.
As long as, like, if I do a good score for a pay-per-view, and if I need a win, I'm happy to get it. That kind of stuff. I got average of 495, 494 anyway, generally speaking. And I only probably put about 10 minutes worth of work into 2 strats. Like, it's not a lot. So as long as the story makes sense, and I've built a character where it doesn't matter if he wins or loses. So that takes a lot of the stress off of it. So it's like, I don't think Luther's won on pay-per-view, like, for an actual match in like 4 years.
Wow.
Like, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I was explaining it. One of the things going on in the BRL is we're doing some like cross promotional like storyline stuff. So Jimmy was like, "Well, what are some of the wrestlers around the IWAR that have like storied histories?" And I ended up at one point explaining the whole Senior Lucha Luther feud, where Luther brought back Black Demon Jr., the son of the wrestler Lucha killed.
Yeah.
And of course, the valet that he was in love with and all that shit.
Oh, that was great.
It was a blast. And, you know, like I was like,
ended up being Lucha's son instead.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Very much Spanish novella style.
Yeah. Which I like soap opera, like Lucha. When I was writing Lucha for a while, when he was feeding Ghostly Shadows and he had the cursed mask. Because for you guys, I know Lucha was like about to retire because his body was breaking down. And then he got this special like magic mask from this orphanage in Mexico. And it gave like his body healed and he was fully healed. And it was Ghostly Shadows sent him a cursed mask. And like when Lucha went to Mexico to find the orphanage, it had burned down and all the kids died in like 1927. It was awesome. You know, it was
so Lucha had burnt down an orphanage probably like 3 years before that and took a crippled girl that was in a wheelchair and threw her in the middle of the street, like in the middle of traffic. She got by a car. They went to an Aztec temple, the Temple of Lucha. And he went there and defeated all types of monsters. Terrible Ted, the wrestling bear, makes an appearance there, it's Luther's giant chicken that will show up from time to time. Joel Perez says no. Fair enough.
What now?
Joel Perez says no.
Joel Perez. Hey, man.
My level of appreciation for you, buddy, has no bounds.
That's all right.
That's fair.
Hello, Joel Perez. Welcome. Hopefully, he's one of the new NWL guys.
Probably has no idea what we're talking about and what this is and what's going on, but that's okay.
I think about it all the time. I have friends who are like, "What's that show you do on like YouTube?" I'm like, "Well," and I start explaining, they're like,
"It's not for you, buddy."
People watch this? I'm like, "Well, not really."
No, I think we end up. It's my lowest viewed show on this channel. However, it's the show that people actually watch the longest, according to analytics, which makes sense. And it's not for. If I could keep it private, I would.
Yeah.
That's I probably could do it. I could probably throw it on Patreon, have it be free or whatever. It doesn't really matter. And make a whole 15 cents on this. So.
We lost Joel, so I guess.
Joel.
Yeah.
Come back, Joel. You're watching Memphis Wrestling, buddy.
Right. All right. So, your favorite pro wrestler tag team stable?
Actual pro wrestling?
Yes.
Currently? All time?
Anytime. So
the greatest wrestler of all time is Terry Funk. That's it. That's the reality of the situation. By any metrics you want to choose to use, he's probably top 5 in every metric, which makes him automatically be number 1.
All right.
You're talking about tag teams? Wait, I'm going to talk about the greatness of Terry Funk. Hold on one second. Yeah. You want to talk about longevity? Clearly. You want to talk about influences? Clearly. You want to talk about able to change with the times? Clearly. You want to talk about mainstream appeal? He's been in movies and commercials, right? You want to talk about being NWA traveling world champion? You want to talk about anytime any company is at their peak and their zenith, Terry Funk's around magically enough. Would it be having matches with Hulk Hogan in 1985? Would it being Chainsaw Charlie in Attitude Era WWF? Would it be in ECW being himself? Being in Japan and his work over there. There's not a lot of different. We're gonna talk about promos that are insane.
Right.
So yeah, he's number one for me for sure, and it's not even close. There's not really a number two. Tag teams. So that's a little bit more interesting. So tag teams, I would probably have to say, for me as a kid, it was Demolition.
Okay.
I love me some Demolition. I like the Hollywood Blondes and Austin and Pillman. They just weren't around long enough. Like again, that run wasn't even that long. It just wasn't. British Bulldogs for sure. They're up there on my list. But I think in terms of who I think the best tag team of all time is, it's Midnight Express with Cornette. And I'm talking about Condrey and Eaton version.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was a Lane and Eaton guy.
They were a little bit more flashy, but they spent so much time being baby faces it didn't make any sense.
Oh, I always liked about Midnight Express in general, their promos, and it's something I wish more wrestlers did, because a lot of wrestlers now, when it's like multi-person promo, they wait for their turn to speak.
Yeah,
and I get that, but that's a very like when you're performing on stage, you can either wait for your cue or be actively listening to what they're saying and then realize that's my line. And when Jim Cornette was talking about like whipping Bobby Fulton's mother and Stan Lane and be like, oh shit, like they're reacting to it.
Yeah.
Made it better. How about any stable that you really liked?
Stables can be interesting also, because you want to talk about stables. I mean, I guess you're talking about Four Horsemen, and we're talking about the Wyndham version. So you Flair, Wyndham, Tully, and Arn. I liked early NWO.
Mm-hmm.
I like some of the incarnations of the Heenan family, but those are not really stables. Those are a little bit different because they didn't do a whole lot of interaction with each other. Like they would do like 6-mans and 8-mans, the Heenan family,
right.
But not a ton. Not like what current stables would be.
Yeah,
like the Bullet Club, especially with when AJ was in the Bullet Club. That was really good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Okay. How about switching gears? Your favorite IWA wrestlers, tag team, or stable?
So my favorite IWA wrestler of all time?
Yeah.
Chameleon?
All right.
We put Chameleon over on this show huge in the early days. I love him. Still do. I think the gimmick has more legs than I think. He could do so much with that character. And if it was me, like I would do ridiculous shit all the time. Like, all of a sudden, like the referee takes off the mask and it's Chameleon. Like I would do that shit all the time. I liked when we cut promos in the vein of other people's promos, like the TTs. Like he would switch it up. Like that was really, really good stuff. Really enjoyed that. Big fan of Mike Mason. Love the Regulators, of course, even though I make fun of them all the time. Lucha, Atari, absolutely. Some of these new cats are good. Like a lot of them are really, really good. Would it be Fish Fam and the Maryland Militia? Like those guys are really, really good. And AI really good. Like those guys are fantastic.
All right. How about your favorite move in pro wrestling?
Favorite move in pro wrestling,
or moves could be different ones.
I'm always a sucker for the Randy Savage elbow. It still looks so vicious to me. Like it's just like big Randy Savage fan. So,
how about worst move in pro wrestling?
Those fucking Canadian destroyers, man. Jesus, enough of that.
Hate that.
Like when Petey Williams was doing it, and he was like the only one, and he did it really well. But it was like, fuck, bro. Adam Cole, what are you doing, buddy? Like, lock it in. Lock it in.
How about your favorite IWA finishers?
The thing with the IWA finishers, like, sometimes they'll just use words, and I don't know what they are. Like, 3-headed massacre. I'm like, I'm trying to do a match fight. I'm trying to figure out if it's a submission or it's a top rope move or something. I won't have to pass on that one.
All right. How about favorite IWA wrestler names?
The puns. You people with the puns drive me nuts.
So you hate Derek?
It's not that I don't hate it. It just drives me. It's just like I'm like looking at it, I'm like, oh. It's one of the, like, it's like when your dad makes a joke, dad jokes on you. It's like, oh. And I'm the guy that has to read them half the time when I'm doing match results. I hate any name that I can't pronounce. Thanks, Scott.
Michael Presbeluski.
Dishwasher Boombaye. Right.
Oh, Dakawandashe, yeah.
Yeah, he got me on that one. I wonder if the IWA could just put like different languages. Like I would have like a Japanese wrestler. I just have like the kanji instead of like the letters.
All right.
Or like in Russian, they would have like the Cyrillic.
Let's see here. Well, I don't know if this is true or not. Actually, have you met any other IWA players?
No. Well, no, I have. So I went to high school with Mike Drake and did outlandish things in his car. Well, he wasn't looking.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. But I don't know if he was playing IWA in circa 1996, 7, 8, 9. He might have been.
Yeah. How about this is the last one I can think of, really. Well, actually, two left. There's one first. What would be your one big piece of advice to a new player?
It's that one's easy. Do your stuff early. Get in the habit of doing it. Gold comes out on Tuesday. Be done by Saturday. Like, do your stuff. Do yourself a favor. And then if you want to add stuff later, by all means, don't be like us. And some of us still do it. I don't do it no more. 3:30 in the morning on a Sunday, trying to get that shit out, or even worse, 3:30 in the morning on a Monday, trying to get those into the IWA.
Yeah.
Because you just, at that point, and I've done it myself. I've done pay-per-view write-ups to like 6 in the morning, and I'm like, it's not fun. And the game's supposed to be fun. So, and I say this: don't spread yourself too thin.
Okay.
Don't do too many wrestlers, at first. And just like, if you need to cut back. Don't get burnt out. The game is very easy for you to get burnt out, and you get burnt out very quickly. Like I commissioned 2 leagues. How many leagues? What's the most leagues you've commissioned? What, 4? At the same time?
Probably.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not easy.
Get a system in place. Like I can knock out NWL. You see how fast I work. So I can knock out NWL maybe an hour and a half if I'm cruising, right? But that's because I prep. So I have so much prep work. I'm just taking stuff and just putting there and then writing. And now the AI helps too, so that cuts down on the time. So like let's say I need to proofread something, or I just give it a concept and I'll make adjustments on it, but it'll do what I wanted to do. I've been pretty good at mastering the AI on this one. AI all sounds the same though, so you gotta be careful because I can tell when someone used AI and when someone didn't use AI because I use it all the time. Because AI all talks the same way, it doesn't change. So trying to get it to change and to mimic speech patterns that's where you have to train it. Otherwise, you sound like a robot. But yeah, do your stuff early. Don't grow too big. Don't be too ambitious. Okay,
so the final question I thought of was a wrestler idea you thought of but never made for the IWA.
Oh, there's like 1,000. There's so many. And the big one for me is like I wanted a time traveler, but like it was a time traveler from like 1995. Like you think time travel? That's the joke. Like it's not, or like it's like 3 years before.
Right.
So the joke is like you're a time traveler, but you went in the future 2 years. Like what are you, a dick?
Yeah.
Why'd you come here? Very much like Lasertron. That was the
Yep.
concept I wanted to use. Let's see. There's a bunch of other ones that I had script. A lot of them are just like the thing is I use characters all the time for things. So like some of my characters I use in the NWL, those are just like early wrestling. Like I wanted to use Todd Oakland as a hockey goon, like because he's played hockey for the Olympics for the United States. So like it's just I just take characters and I move them somewhere else. I do that a lot.
Oh, that's not bad. I mean, because I always like fresh start and see, what worked.
Because like the wrestlers I did have, I had Black Belt Jones, who became Soul Train Jones.
Right.
I had a Sheik character for a little bit. I had the Willowick Warrior. That went away pretty fast. And then Ricky Spanish, I've done. And then I had my tag team. That was it was Jay Crockett, which I used the JCP logo. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it was like the spoiled rich kid. Matt Millennium was one I never used. He was supposed to be. It was going to be like his avatar was going to be Matt Riddle, but he was like all like, he's 19 and from this era, so I was going to use that. There's a couple of fun ones in there, but like everyone has a main wrestler, right? So it's like, well, who's your main wrestler? So Matt, who's your main wrestler? Like who's the wrestler? Like IWA World Championship? Who would you want if you had to pick?
Well, I would. It varies. Like for a while, it was U.S. Mail. It was He-Man Hoven. Lucha's always there. But like sometimes it happens. Like we talked about like Randy Orton being the same company for the years. Like we're in the same. Like Atari's been in the IWL forever.
It's time for him to go. He needs to be in draft next year's draft, buddy.
And maybe I'll move him. And he's top leaderboard, whatever. It's not like it's going to be a big deal, but
if someone gets close, he needs to go back.
Well, I always feel like that old saying about you can't miss them if they never leave.
Right.
It's like, well, there's no big return if they're always there.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to shake up my roster, and I think I told you about this already. So I'm going to cut down to 4 leagues, and it's a combination of trying to save myself some time, energy, and whatnot, but also money because it costs money to play. So. I would say there are times I'd like to have Adam Cash win the world champion, the IWA championship.
Well, he's your longest, right?
Adam Cash
as a character, right?
As a character, has been in the IWA since 1993 because he was the manager for the Bad Company. Because Johnny in the game, Bad Company, which is Rick Challenger, Scott's guy, and Rick Riley, my guy, were literally getting censored sometimes. So we had this gag where we had Johnny B pair us up with a 8-year-old kid to be our manager to make us more family friendly, and instead we took him like strip clubs and everything else, and that was Adam Cash. And so when I had to make a wrestler in 2010, I was like, oh, I'll make Adam Cash, and that was that. So yeah, I mean, actually, Dick Jackson's been around since 1987, so he's probably the longest left. Well, he's retired, as character goes.
Apparently, I have a new wrestler in the NWO who was trained by Mad Dog Dick Jackson. So
I'll have to read that.
Good old Crush Groove.
Crush Groove, all right.
So he sent me the bios for these guys, and it's unique because his email is not a person's name; it's a thing. But so he sent me the bios. I'm looking at the bios. It's like, oh, he's fucking trained by Dick Jackson. Okay.
Well, there is the Lucha Academy that Senior Lucha's had for a long time. In canon, he's the one who trained Atari. He trained Adam Cash. Yeah. He trained Hoven. He trained
Atari and Cash are brothers, right?
Yes, they're half brothers. Yeah. So. Yep.
It's funny. We have a kid in the NWL now. So I have to act accordingly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not that they didn't say anything, but it's like, oh, I want to play with my kids. Like, oh, well, I'm gonna have to maybe take these Tracy pictures and put some more clothes on her, and because I don't, not for any other reason. It's like, listen, my draft class is leaving me pretty depleted. I gotta try to keep the guys that I got. So.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like, okay, it's like I got Captain Midnight and I got Savion Banks and Crush Groove and I got Prince Pimplefire and see if we can go from there.
Yeah.
That's the challenge with the NWL, by the way. It's like, you're going to lose these guys. It's the equivalent of being a college coach, right? So
yeah,
there's guys I know they're going to be like 1 and dones, 2 and dones, and there's going to be guys who stay all 4 years. I'm already like, you try to get the belt on someone who's newer that has time.
Yeah.
But that never. It usually happens they get good at the end. So like every time I get if someone gets the national championship, like they're out the door already. So that's why I used to have to bring them back to defend it because they usually get good at the end. And it's like that could be frustrating. Goddamn, what great David had that belt for like almost a year and he wasn't even in the NWL anymore.
Well, I mean. We hopefully have better and better players come in. I always loved another crop like the 2016, 17.
They're just getting better faster. That's the biggest thing. They're getting better faster.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that like you had to win IWA videos and some of the stuff that's in the magazine. Like we didn't have any of that stuff. Like when I first started, it was like, try to. The only piece of advice I got was like, make sure you use 25 and don't double any holds. And,
right.
12 is never going to hit ever. So, okay.
Fun fact: I use for the Powerball. I use IWA numbers. my, how you pick like the 5 holds or 5 numbers.
So you do what do you do? You do like 90, 25.
No, I want to say it's like 5. I gotta think about it. I know 20. The bottom part where you pick the Powerball, it's 25. So if I hit Powerball, you'll know.
So John B was telling me how he listens to Milli Vanilli all the time. So that's he actually knew more than one name on the album. It's crazy.
Oh,
that's weird.
Well, we have officially hit our end of those are the questions I thought of. So
okay, if you're in a foxhole, who are the 3 people you're bringing with you?
Yeah, not Chris Benoit.
No, not Chris Benoit. So guys, if you want to do a spotlight, by all means, you can contact Matt or myself, and make sure you download Teams because we use Teams now because Skype is all over the thing.
Right.
And we'll get that done for you. I think it's a great way to meet some of the players, get to know them on a human level, on a personal level. Again, I'm the test subject on this, so it's most things.
Right.
But again, Tubecast will be out 2 Tuesdays from now, 2 Tuesdays from now.
2 Tuesdays.
2 Tuesdays from now.
Yeah.
Any rookies? Make sure if you haven't emailed me, send me a line. And they usually send them over to Matt, so you go on the email mailing list. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you like and subscribe and share and watch all the other videos that I do on this channel because they're super important because I make money on that. And with that money, I pay the IWA. So
there it is.
My $13 every 3 weeks.
Cash is king.
All right, guys. So we are officially out of time. So for Matt Riley, I'm Alex G.